The Yami siblings are finally fighting side by side, and it's not against some random enemy, it's against the ghost of their past brought back to life. Morgem, Nacht's brother who died because of choices both siblings carry guilt over, is standing in front of them as Lucius's resurrected puppet. Not a hallucination, not a memory, the actual person they failed, weaponized against them. Yami's transformation is monstrous, an Oni-like form that radiates raw, destructive power. The kind of visual that says he's stopped holding back entirely. Nacht's watching his older brother become something primal, while staring at his younger brother's corpse animated by an enemy who knows exactly how to twist the knife. This isn't just a battle, it's psychological warfare designed to break them before the first spell lands. Lucius didn't resurrect Morgem randomly. He chose this specifically because he understands that the Yami siblings' greatest weakness isn't power, it's unresolved trauma. Every attack Morgem throws is a reminder that Nacht's guilt and Yami's rage are still open wounds that never healed. And the worst part? They have to destroy him again. They have to kill Morgem a second time, knowing that this time it's their hands doing it. Not circumstance or tragedy, but a deliberate choice to stop him from being used as a weapon. Meanwhile, the Black Bulls are rallying, Asta and Yuno are preparing for the final confrontation with Lucius, and everything is converging toward the climax Black Clover has been building toward for years. But that's just the start, here's how it all unravels. The Yami siblings' backstory has been simmering since Nacht's introduction. Yami Sukehiro left his homeland and became captain of the Black Bulls, building a reputation as the most unconventional and powerful captain in the Clover Kingdom. Nacht stayed behind, fell into darker paths, and carried the guilt of Morgem's death, a younger brother who got caught in consequences neither sibling could prevent. Their relationship has always been strained, built on respect but shadowed by things neither could forgive themselves for. This fight is the first time they're not just talking about their past, they're confronting it physically, forced to work together against the embodiment of their shared failure. Lucius resurrecting Morgem is strategic cruelty. He's not just throwing powerful opponents at his enemies, he's selecting people whose existence tortures them emotionally. Morgem wasn't just Nacht's brother, he represented innocence lost, potential destroyed, the collateral damage of choices made in darkness. Bringing him back forces both Yami and Nacht to relive that loss while fighting through it. It's the kind of psychological attack that can shatter focus, make experienced fighters hesitate, turn strength into liability because every instinct screams not to hurt someone you loved. Yami's Oni transformation is power escalation that makes sense for where the series is. Black Clover has always been about pushing limits, characters unlocking new forms and techniques when the stakes demand it. But this isn't just flashy power-up, it's Yami channeling rage and pain into destructive force, becoming something elemental and terrifying because the alternative is breaking under the weight of facing Morgem again. The Black Heaven spell he's deploying shows combination magic at its peak, Yami and Nacht synchronizing despite their emotional turmoil, proving that even damaged relationships can produce devastating teamwork when survival demands it. The broader context is that Black Clover is sprinting toward its finale. The hiatus is over, and every chapter now is critical setup for the endgame. Asta and Yuno versus Lucius is the main event, but the supporting battles matter because they're clearing the board, resolving character arcs, and demonstrating that defeating Lucius requires everyone giving everything they have. The Yami siblings fighting Morgem and a Lucius clone isn't a side quest. It's proof that even the strongest characters are being tested at their breaking points. That victory requires confronting personal demons alongside external enemies. Morgem's resurrection as psychological warfare reveals how Lucius fights, not just with power, but with precision cruelty. He studied his enemies, identified their traumas, and weaponized those traumas against them. That's terrifying because it means raw strength isn't enough to beat him. You have to be emotionally resilient, able to function while your worst memories are attacking you physically. Yami and Nacht having to kill Morgem again is the ultimate test of that resilience. Can they do what's necessary even when it destroys them inside? Can they prioritize the mission over their pain? That's the question Lucius is forcing them to answer, and hesitation could be fatal. Yami's Oni transformation represents the series' theme of pushing past human limits through sheer will. Black Clover has always rejected the idea that talent or birthright determines strength. It's about effort, determination, refusing to stay down no matter how many times you get hit. Yami becoming something monstrous isn't him losing control. It's him choosing to become whatever he needs to be to protect his people and stop Lucius. That visual of him in Oni form, radiating destructive energy, is symbolic. He's embraced the darkness people feared in him and turned it into strength. That's power born from accepting who you are rather than trying to fit someone else's definition of heroism. Nacht's role in this fight is equally critical because his entire character arc has been about guilt and redemption. He joined the fight against Lucius as penance for past failures. Now he's facing the physical manifestation of his greatest failure, and he has to choose. Does he freeze under the weight of that guilt? Or does he push through it and prove that redemption isn't about erasing the past, but about not letting it control your present? The fact that he's fighting alongside Yami, someone who represents a different path, someone who left the homeland and built something new, creates this contrast. Yami moved forward. Nacht stayed trapped in guilt. This battle is Nacht's chance to finally break free. The Black Heaven spell, showcasing combined magic between Yami and Nacht, is thematic perfection. These are two people who've never fully reconciled, who carry resentment and regret about each other, and yet, when it matters most, they synchronize perfectly. That's Black Clover's core message. Bonds forged through shared struggle are stronger than perfect relationships without conflict. Yami and Nacht don't need to forgive each other or resolve their issues to fight together effectively. They just need to trust that when it counts, they'll have each other's backs. That trust, built on years of indirect connection and parallel pain, produces magic powerful enough to challenge Lucius's forces. The broader implication for the final arc is that every character is being forced to confront their personal demons as part of defeating Lucius. Asta's fighting against fate and prophecy. Yuno's reconciling his royal heritage with his commoner upbringing. The Yami siblings are facing literal ghosts of their past. Lucius isn't just a powerful enemy. He's a mirror forcing everyone to see their unresolved trauma and either overcome it or be consumed by it. That makes the final battles about more than who's stronger. It's about who can carry their pain without letting it paralyze them. The fan theory that this fight is setting up Nacht's potential sacrifice makes tragic sense. If Morgem's resurrection is designed to break Nacht, what better way to prove Lucius wrong than by choosing to save Yami even at the cost of his own life? That would complete Nacht's redemption arc, proving that guilt doesn't define him, that he can move past failures and make choices that protect the future instead of mourning the past. It would also give Yami the worst possible burden, surviving because his brother saved him, carrying that debt for the rest of his life. If the Yami siblings really do defeat Morgem and the Lucius clone, if they prove that even resurrected trauma can be overcome through combined strength and refusal to break, then Black Clover's final message becomes clear. The past doesn't determine the future. Pain doesn't disqualify you from heroism. And sometimes the people you've hurt the most are the ones who fight hardest to protect you when it matters. And that's the kind of bittersweet truth that makes shonen finales hurt in all the right ways.